Hello and welcome back. Let's take a look at what happened last week in our market. And I have a little prediction for what we can expect for next week now. So let's dive right in. So the week before, so not last week, but the week before, we had an average of 128 days on market. Last week, that was 133. So we had an increase of 5 days, which is kind of surprising, but not really. I'll get into that. So we had 288 properties hit the market. We had 158 sell and 2,107 still left. So as you can see, our numbers are creeping up week after week now, and I'll touch on that momentarily. But when we break down the stats, so we saw 204 single family homes come online. Of those 204, 119 sold, and we have 1,543 available now. So if you're paying attention to this category, then you realize that those numbers are down from last week when we had 248 available with 154 sales. So we have 1,525 left. So it's going the other way from what we've seen over the last 4 weeks. Now let's look at the other categories because that's more the price point that I send the list out for. Our semi-detached had 10 new listings and 6 sold. So we have 73 still available in the market. Now the week prior showed something very similar, so very little change with the semis. Our townhouses had 45 new listings and 17 sales, leaving 299 available for this week. The week prior, we had 41 new listings and 22 of those sold. So again, our numbers are much slower in this category. And we're seeing that again, week over week. This was the big category, and now it's not. Our apartment condos shot up. We had 29 new listings, 16 sales, 192 remaining left for purchase. So this category was the busiest this week, and it was last week. Even more sales than previously. So that's very interesting, that metrics. So when I discuss over the last week or couple of weeks, the trends with my clients and colleagues, the topic of interest, of course, is rates and inventory. Now, the last weekend, open houses were dead across the board. And I am sure that the rainy weather definitely played a part in that. We generally have lots of showings, and I have lots of people inquiring about, my listings and other listings, and people are genuinely interested, but we just can't get anyone to commit to the purchase. So that's tricky. So my opinion is that I think people are waiting for that interest rate to decrease, and they think it's going to happen in June, and then they're planning on making their move. But you know what happens when we have all of these buyers flooding the market at once? Our prices go through the roof again, right? So we definitely have pent-up buyers sitting at the sidelines, and they're just waiting for this rate, all these rates to drop, right? And then they think, hey, we're going to get in there. We're going to buy the property we've had our eye on. We're going to beat the higher price sales while taking advantage of that price drop. And that's very, very tricky. And I don't know that there's much success when people do that. So my advice is, if you're looking for a property, you find one that you like, date the rate and marry the house. So what that means is, again, you find that property that meets your needs. I suggest you buy it, even though the rates are coming down, because I firmly believe they will come down this year. I don't know that it will be June. I'm more convinced it will be in the fall, right? So why do I say buy it now, even though the rates are going to come down? Well, you're not competing with other offers. And if you get a 1-year fixed or even a variable, you know what your payment is, and you know it's short term. You can renegotiate easily with those lower rates in another year, right? The rates are likely going to drop a couple of times by the time you need to renegotiate as well, which gives you more power. So think about that. If you have any questions, let me know. That's it for this week. We'll continue to watch the numbers, which again are slower than they have been, because I think people are waiting for that next rate announcement. So I guess we'll see if I'm right. Okay, everybody, have a great week, and we'll talk Monday.